can't do it earlier because of the copyright on the song, apparently. And YouTube was not going to let us go, even though we own the rights to the song. But here we go. Sometimes it's just better to start it a couple of seconds later instead of arguing with YouTube. You know where that gets you. Can't even call anybody there. Okay, here we go. All right, I think we're good to copyright on the song,
Oh,
apparently.
hi.
And YouTube
Hi.
was there we go. All right, you're there, we're here. That's all that matters. And I see it's too much light in the background here. That's I got the sun setting in the west, and I'm showing, that's facing the west of camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the blinds, so a little more light goes on my face there. I don't know if that's good news or bad news, but that's the way we're going to do it. Okay, this way they can see me, and I know what it's like when you're talking to people you can't see them. So anyway, there they are. All right, and now what we're going to do is start the recording. But before I do, just want to welcome everybody here. I see a lot of people still joining us here this evening. It is Sunday, June the 29th, believe it or not. Yes. Excuse me. Wow. I can't believe that. The year is halfway gone. As a matter of fact, we've crossed over the summer solstice so that the days are now going to start getting shorter again. I see the sun coming up around, oh my gosh, I want to say quarter to five or something like that in the morning. It's so early. But anyway, there we are. So come on in, folks. Lots of room right here up in the front, and I'm going to start the recording in a second. Just a couple things. If you are new, let us know in the questions box you're new, and if we talk about anything technical that you might not understand, don't worry too much about it. You're not going to really miss a whole lot, not at this stage. And the other thing is sometimes I do speak a little bit too fast. I'm very passionate about what we talk about here tonight. Been doing this for a long time. I guess I also get on a roll that way. But if you find that I'm talking too fast, especially about anything in particular importance, please let me know. I'll certainly slow down and maybe tell you in different words too. I don't want you to miss anything here. So, all right. If you think you can learn how to trade and make $1 million in 2 weeks, starting with $1,000, not going to happen. But I'll tell you how we make some pretty decent money in this business here, day trading options on SPY. So, all right, you'll find the little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard, and click on that. I am the only one that sees that, so go ahead and say whatever you want. And right now, we are going to hit the record button, and off we go. Where did it go? Let me see. Here it is. All right, again, good evening, everybody. Welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's Week in Review, Intro to Trading. And today is Sunday, June the 29th, 2025. All right. And again, there's a questions box. You'll find the little icon, the little icon on your Zoom dashboard. Click on that, and I'm the only one that sees that. So go ahead and ask away. This is your night to ask questions. All right. And if we can get to them, we certainly will. Excuse me, I'm a little been talking all day here today, and had some people over at our place here on the beach, and they're still hanging out on the beach right now. And I don't know, they're what's it called? Not the surfboard, but the paddle board. They're up on that, and hmm, they'll be by later. I told them I got to get back and do my show. I've got all these people waiting for me. I can't be entertaining you guys. I know you're friends and family, but that's why you have to be understanding, right? Okay, folks, let's get started here. I will leave this up on the board for a few seconds so you can read this disclaimer and understand that you alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. All right, I understand you all had a chance to read that, so let's get started. Okay, tonight we're going to talk about last week, review last week. We're also going to take a little poll. I kind of like to do this every week, and the upcoming week we'll talk about a little 2-minute tutorial, have a Q&A, and can show you how to ramp up your trading with the things that we have to offer. Also, I don't want to keep you much more than an hour, so we're going to do it quickly here. Tell you my little background for those of you who don't know. Spent the early days in the trenches. Yes, folks, that's where I learned how to trade, in the trenches, deep in the weeds. As John liked to say, my partner in crime here every morning in the trading room, deep in the weeds. And that's where I learned all the stuff, all the important stuff. Okay. Um, I was motivated to learn this because my own financial advisor pretty much blew half my account out before I realized it. And I'm sure if I'd have stuck around long enough, he'd have blown the whole thing up. So at least I got wise to that. So I discovered some cool strategies along the way. I started, as probably a lot of traders, with stocks and discovered penny stocks. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look how cheap I can buy them. Oh, I'm going to make a lot of money on penny stocks. Oh, yeah. Dream on. There's a reason they're penny stocks. Okay. And anyway, stocks, looked at equities, looked at a bunch of different things, different strategies, discovered options, looked at all the different strategies and options. Anyway, I discovered some things that worked really, really well for me, and I started bringing home the toys and all the things. So people started to course me to show them how to trade, and that's really where this whole thing started. That was back in 2010 when we started teaching people live how to trade. Since then, we've been teaching people, oh my gosh, internationally, thousands of people how to do this. And I'm very excited, very proud of what we've accomplished with this. I mean, it's actually really cool. And a lot of people say to me, "Oh, it's impossible to make money day trading spy. What are you doing?" And I always say, "Okay, whatever." My motto is you can't argue with somebody smarter than you. So if somebody ever tells me that, then it's, okay, I guess you can't. What? Meanwhile, I'm the one who's going to the bank, right? Anyway, I'm looking for these short-term breakout trades. That's kind of my specialty. I like those little trades. You make a little bit of money and then you do it again and again and again and again. At the end of the day, you're taking some pretty good cash to the bank every day. And that's really what it's all about. You're kind of building that house brick by brick by brick. If you're looking for get rich quick scheme, I don't really think it exists. Okay, I just don't think that in the stock market. I mean, everybody scores. Everybody scores home runs once in a while, and I had my share too. In fact, I've got some really good home run stories. One of my favorites is that in the early days, I really didn't know quite what I was doing. It was a Hershey Exxon trade. They're not related to each other, but I doubled my money with a Hershey trade. Back in those days, every February the 6th, Hershey would go up for 2 weeks. I invested, I can't remember now, $6,000, and I don't know, I made about $6,000 or something in a week, doubled my money, and then a buddy of mine told me about Exxon. It was an earnings trade, and I loaded up the truck on that, cheap options, 20, 24 cents, and put about, I want to say $10,000, $12,000 into that Hershey trade, and in 3 weeks I made $250,000. That's when I exited the trade. My buddy, he did a similar trade. He stayed in it, and he actually went up a little bit higher, but he never bothered to hit the sell button. And then his options went right down. By the time he hit his sell button, he still made about 15,000, but nothing like what I made. And poor Dave, I feel sorry for him, but I mean, life's like that, right? He held on a little bit too long. So, but that was sort of the trade of my lifetime, and never to be replicated. Not by me anyway, but anyway, it was a great trade. And then we had a bunch of other ones too, but those are the ones. I think for longevity in this business, you have to have a really good strategy, not just the strategy of day trading and what that particular strategy, whether you use the scalping or bread and butter or whatever, but your whole long-term trading career strategy is what you need to do. And once you establish that, then you're going to stay in the game a long time. So now we are in our 16th year of teaching people how to trade. And a couple of years ago, I was bought out by Eagle Financial Products, a great team of people, and they're publishers. Excuse me, and they're very aggressive and proactive in this field. They've got some good gurus behind them. We've got George Gilder, Mark Skousen, and a bunch of other guys very noted in their field. And one of them was John Johnson, and he had retired as one of their gurus. Well, it didn't take long before they brought on John to be my co-host in the trading room every morning. John has got a background in law. He's a lawyer, uh, and he has developed his trading style over 21 years ago. He's highly acclaimed. He's been quoted in many, many publications and media. He's helped thousands of people gain success in the market, and we're on the same page. His philosophy: take what the market gives you. He's a great addition to the trading room. Very proud to be with him and have him with us. And sometimes he leads, sometimes I lead, and We have a great time together. We actually just have a really good time. I think I think my number one, um, my main goal in the training was just to have fun and teach people. And secondary to that is to make some money. Okay. But that's what we do. And anyway, John, of course, not so he's not on Sunday nights. He does the Wednesday night sessions. And so we kind of split it up that way. But anyway, moving along. All right, we got a great thing going. I just want to remind you, Spy on the Market. This is a weekly newsletter that goes out every Thursday. That's free, brief 3-minute read. Not even that. That's if you're a slow reader. Okay. It's light, relevant, entertaining. Okay. Subscribe. All you have to do is go to the website, www.daytradespy.com. When the little pop-up comes up, leave us your email address, and that subscribes you. And if you don't want to subscribe, but you do want to read these newsletters, you can actually go to our website, daytradespy.com, and up at the top left corner, you'll see Spy on the Market. Click on that. You can go back and view all the old editions of Spy on the Market. Okay. Every week we have a different topic. This week it's going to be the Pentagon Pizza Meter and other weird indicators. It's actually pretty funny. I think you're going to quite enjoy this week. This week, every week, it's something a little bit different. All right, let's move along. There's my picture. Okay, here, this is what happened last week, and very interesting week. Let's just expand this baby right here and see what happened. Excuse me. Well, last Monday, markets retreated following the U.S. attack on Iran, and quickly eradicating earlier losses to close several points higher. Just goes to show you how the stock market is so resilient. It just doesn't seem to um, react the way sometimes we think it would react. Would react. Sorry. Honestly, that's Saturday night when I found out we attacked Iran. I thought, oh my gosh, are we in for a down day? Oh my Lord, this is going to be a hell of a week, right? Hmm. Well, guess what? Yeah, we popped down a little bit. Found some support. Buyers came back. It's like nothing happened, or good things happened. That Monday, Day Trade Spy chalked up 5 wins. All right, the market closed higher. Tuesday came around, Spy headed higher on the Israeli-Iran ceasefire in anticipation of Fed Chair Powell's interest rate comments as well. We chalked up 9 wins. 9 wins. On Wednesday, it was day two of Fed Chair Powell's testimony before the Senate. Let's see. Spy stalled out within striking distance of the record highs. We chalked up 9 wins. Then on Thursday, SPY continued its upward momentum on easing U.S.-China tensions and a jobless claims report that fell to a 5-week low. We chalked up 5 wins, 3 losses. That was not a good day for us. But I am going to report to you as they are. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it or cherry pick it. I'm going to tell you three losses, and that's okay. On Friday, the S&P 50. No. Let's make this the right one, right? This is the S&P 500. Okay, let's get the 500 in there. Okay, there we go. Let's go back to S&P 500. Initial rise on economic news. Um, Personal consumption expenditures came in, right? And closed at a record high as investors brushed aside trade concerns and cooling geopolitical tensions. SPY dropped on Trump's announcement later in the afternoon that discussions with Canada were ending. Canada wanted to implement a tax. I think they already had this 3% tax on digital goods or whatever it is, but they weren't collecting it. Now they're announcing they're going to collect it, basically penalizing American businesses that provide digital content. I'm not really sure the mechanics of it. Doesn't matter because with Day Trade Spy, you can make money going up and going down. Well, we chalked up 7 wins that day and one holdover into tomorrow, earlier this week. So I have every confidence that holdover is going to do okay. That was the way the week went. It was kind of an upward swing. We did hit a new all-time high with SPY, $616.39. And It was interesting how the market kept edging higher despite all the geopolitical news out there, the worries, the wars. We've got Ukraine and Russia. We've got Israel, Hamas, Israel and Iran, and the U.S. going in to do a number on Iran, and just so much going on. And then, of course, all the uncertainty over tariffs and interest rates, and Trump wants to get rid of Powell, and and fighting between Musk and Trump, and oh my, who can keep track of all this, right? But anyway, it is what it is. And from a seasonal standpoint, this is the way things look right there. That blue line up there, ladies and gentlemen, is the current SPY price. And the red line on the bottom is the average of the last 5 years daily closing price. And if you focus in on this, you'll find that historically, SPY rose. What happened here? I guess, geez, I think I might have saved the wrong thing here. But SPY rose about 2 points from last week, and it also rose about 3 points the following week. Okay, so not much of a rise, very subtle. Might even go, I'm thinking here, might even be about 3 points, 3 points from last week. 3 and 3. Okay, we're continuing this upward trajectory, and things are looking pretty bright up here, even though there are the odd pullbacks. So what happened last week? Well, markets they're back up at an all-time high. Back up at all-time highs. Both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are up about 5% year to date. Easing of geopolitical tensions resulting in lower oil prices, which is good news, right? Oil prices, that means it's anti-inflationary, and they held interest rates steady, and there's just a lot of good economic activity happening. The Fed continues to signal likely, however, lower interest rates. The rest of this year, they're still talking about possibly two drops in interest rates, although it's going to be gradual. Now, Trump wants it right away. I want them lowered. I want them lowered. But Fed Chair Powell is a little, and all the other presidents, they're very, they want to sit back and just wait and be more reactionary to inflation, even though they're still on track to bring it down to 2% a year. But they're on the right track, but they still want to be very careful, right? They're not jumping the gun too much in there. The outsized rally was mostly in the mega cap tech sector, and markets still have to digest coming up here the upcoming tariff and trade updates, ongoing U.S. tax bill that is currently up there for debate right now. I understand they're pulling out all-nighters. Was it Schumer wanted to? I guess he's insisting they read all 900 and some pages. Gee, can you imagine having to listen to that? And also softer economic data in the next quarter. We're going to see what happens. Fundamental backdrop, however, remains intact. But watch for bouts of volatility. There are going to be these little offshoots of volatility. And as we get into the second part of 2025, I always feel like here it is in the summer. I feel like summer is going to go by very quickly, and then the fall comes and winter. It's unbelievable how quickly. Where was I? I was in a store the other day and I saw Halloween merchandise already being promoted. I can't remember now where it was. But anyway, here's the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. They've rebounded over 24% and 33% respectively since the April 8th lows. Take a look at that chart. That's unbelievable here. Um, After the pullback in April, they both surged, Nasdaq and the S&P, by over 20%. And not only did we eradicate the drop down here that we had in April, but we've actually exceeded it, record highs. This is how not just resilient, but how the market is in such a growth mode. It wants to go up, wants to go up. Oil prices directly and inversely affecting the market. When oil prices go down, all right, markets go up. Stocks rally when oil goes down. There's this inverse relationship. When oil goes up, the equities go down. All right, very much this inverse relationship here. So we had oil go down, and stock market goes up. This week, really nice round numbers here year to date. All right, the S&P is up 5%, Nasdaq is up 5%, and the Dow is up 3%. Here's what the week looked like. We rose 3.4% this week. Dow Jones 3.8 and the Nasdaq 4.2. There are the numbers year to date. 5%, 5%, 3%. Not too bad. All right, right now, folks, let's take a poll here. Want to get an idea what your ideas are. There's nothing, this poll doesn't go anywhere or anything. It's not, there's no ulterior motive. Just, uh, um, just to get an idea of what people feel, how they feel about things. Tonight's poll is President Trump's uh, performance, right? He had rapidly deployed 81 notable moves in 159 days. His first 159 days in the second term. My question to you, are you happy with his performance so far? What do you prefer? MAGA light version or MAGA extra strength, which is what we are currently seeing? If you were to describe it right now, this would be MAGA extra strength or don't know. And this is a partial list of some of the things that he had done in his in the first part of his second term. And in his words, he's just beginning. So, give me your answer in the questions box, folks. How do you feel about his performance? Do you want him to slow down a little bit and just sort of catch your breath and let things work through and work out and see how these policy changes are going to affect everything, or just go full guns, keep going, baby, and drill, baby, drill, and oh my gosh, or if you don't know, tell me that. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm just going to take a look at some of these comments here. Okay, right. All right. Howard says, yeah, he knows about the Pentagon pizza meter. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So, okay. Okay, yeah, thanks for that, Ed. I know we had some comments about showing the wins and losses. I thought, yeah, I'd throw that in there today. Uh, okay. Okay. I'm just kind of going through some of these comments here. Mr. Hugh. Matt's calling me Mr. Oh, don't call me Mr. Hugh. No, no, no. Okay. Okay. All right. Wow. Lots of B's, BBBs. Lots of, so, oh my gosh. So far, they're all B. Oh, there's one A. Two A's. Okay. Okay. Somebody says, I prefer no mag at all. Okay. B's, there's a C. Okay, another C. Folks, it's overwhelming B. Overwhelming B. There's a comment. I wish he would do more. He's not going to live forever. Okay. Mega zero. Can't stand a pathological liar. B. Keep going. B. Extra strain. B. Great job, but not perfect. B. Oh, there's an A. Another A. All right. Okay. Don't like continuing to increase debt in the proposed plan. That is a concern. That is a concern. Elon Musk's points are not. I don't dismiss. I wouldn't dismiss. I think he's got a very good concern. I don't see. I have not read the 900 some page report or anything, but I am not aware of a whole lot of initiatives to reduce the debt at this point. Instead, I see, from what I gather, of course, I'm getting it from, the various news feeds that I read, but I'm gathering that there's going to be an increase in the debt of, to the tune of $3 trillion or something. That's not good. That's not good. So I'm kind of hoping that there's something in there that's going to somehow reduce the debt. Not really sure. All right, lots of B's. By far, overwhelmingly B's. Some people are rating them multiple B's, BBB. One gentleman, I think it's a gentleman, wrote B straight across the board. No, everything is on cue. Like questions. Put everything in the questions box, folks. There's a C and there's an A. Okay. Okay. Here's a gentleman here. He wrote he wore his black MAGA hat at the beach today. People told me they like the hat. Okay, that's cool. Rich says extra strength, continue to expose the commie creeps and non-patriotic losers in the USA. All politicians are liars. Okay. Okay. John A says 90% of the Senate and House have not read complete bill. I probably disagree with you on that, John. I probably say 98% have not read it. Okay. Remember years ago, Nancy Pelosi said, "Oh, just sign it. Never mind, we can read it later." Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second here. Just pass it, she said. Just pass the bill. We can read it later. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, okay. Well, overwhelmingly, bees, everybody seems to like MAGA extra strength, the current level, and keep it going. Okay. All right, here's a comment that the income from the tariffs should help offset the deficit. We'll see how these numbers play out. The problem is at those high tariffs, you're gonna, the business is not going to be a business as usual, right? If countries are having difficult time selling to the U.S., they're going to stop selling to the U.S. They're going to find other markets, and therefore you can tariff all you want, but if the price is too expensive and they're not buying your product, you're gonna lose your edge that way. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. You not mentioned your take on it. My take on it, well, in my opinion, it's I'm probably leaning more to the B, although I wouldn't mind an A once in a while just to catch your breath. Catch your breath and see, well, okay, let's wait a week or two and see how all this pans out, right? And see how all this, I mean, and there's still more, there's still a lot more under here. I just couldn't fit them all on this thing here, on the sidebar. I couldn't go under 8 points. Anyway, looks like B makes MAGA extra strength is the way we're going. All right, all right. Well, let's look at the week ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Monday, we've got Chicago PMI. Tuesday, Fed Chair Powell speaks. And he will be speaking. Let's see, let me pull it up. What's he going to be talking about and where? I don't think it's not like it's some kind of a testimony or anything like that. But his comments do resonate. So let's take a look and see what he is going to be speaking, what he's going to be talking about here. I'm just pulling it up. Okay, due to participate in a panel discussion titled Policy Panel at the ECB Forum, European Central Bank Forum on Central Banking in Central. Okay, so that's going to be an interesting thing. So we'll see what he says. And again, his comments do carry weight. They do sway markets. We also have an Institute for Supply Management Manufacturing PMI, producers PMI report. PMI report. Da-da. That is coming up on Tuesday as well. Let me just make sure I have this. Um, that is the Purchasing Managers Index PMI report. JOLTS job openings. JOLTS is an acronym that also stands for Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey. That too is a high impact item. That's Tuesday. And Wednesday we've got ADP, non-farm employment change, and Thursday our usual unemployment claims, unemployment rate this time as well, average hourly earnings, so some pretty good employment numbers, and also an ISM services PMI report. Nothing going on Friday, folks. We get a day off. I thought we just got a day off. Memorial Day, we got a day off here on Friday. Damn it. No trading. Oh, I hate it when that happens. But it's okay. So here's what the volatility is going to look like this week. Monday is going to be medium, high on Tuesday, medium on Wednesday, high on Thursday. Don't forget, stock market closes at 1 p.m. Thursday, and we are going to be closed on Friday. Markets are closed on Friday. Okay. Also, this Tuesday, it's the masterclass series. For those who signed up for the masterclass, we're going to be talking about the scalping strategy. That's coming up on Tuesday. All right, as we're moving along here, don't forget to expect elevated volatility whenever the president speaks. He has a way of stirring it up. So that's what we're going to have, right? Okay, so here's the question here for the 2-minute tutorial. All right. Where is it here? I'm just trying to get my picture together. Here we go. Every time I click on or click off this PowerPoint, my picture freezes, and it always seems to have such a bad shot of me, you know. Uh, admittedly, I'm not very photogenic anyway, I don't think. Um, and so um, I don't like to click away and have a bad shot of my face. So. Anyways, I get this recent email. I've been interacting with this gentleman. He's saying, there's no way you can make money on this. I'm not really says, I don't see how I can make money day trading. I'm in for longer term, and I see so many days where the market closes down or it's even or something. He's looking at the market in a whole different perspective than what we do. And this is what I was trying to explain to him. We are not investors. We're not, yes, we might be working the same platform. Okay. But we are not playing the same game. You know, you're looking at a completely different game. You're looking to invest money, looking at a long haul, maybe you're looking at something else. We like to get in, make money, get out. So he emailed me, says, I'm confused. If options trading is so lucrative, regardless of whether the market is going up or down. You're making money. Why isn't everybody trading? Why isn't everybody trading? This is a question I ask myself a lot. Why isn't everybody trading? But the answers are really quite simple. First of all, first of all, not everybody knows that they can trade. It's surprising, and what really amazes me is even a lot of my own personal friends, they don't trade for whatever reason, and they see that I do okay, right? More than okay, and they ask, but you would think that, well, wait a second, if if this guy Hugh is making, if our buddy Hugh is making money, why can't I make money? What is he smarter than me? Nah, I don't think so. Um, you know, he's playing around in his plane, but I'm doing acrobats. Like I'm smarter than he is. They don't know they can trade. A lot of people just don't know. They don't want to get involved, or something's holding them back. I'm not really sure. Maybe they're busy with their job. They don't feel that they can do this. They lack confidence. I'm not really sure. A lot of people don't even know about options or even the stock market. I'm sure they do know about it, but they feel that that's something that a broker would get involved with, or some mysterious group of people on the other side of this wall, right? Not everybody knows about our system. Okay, even traders who don't know about our system. I talk to traders all the time. They say, well, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for this or that, or, they don't understand that we have a system that can make money both going up and down. So even in those down days, we're making money. So they wonder, well, how can you do that? Well, you short the market, right? Not everybody has the intellectual capacity or the patience to learn. Half my friends, I wouldn't even dare talk about this because I know that the worst thing I can do is introduce them to this because I know they'll blow up their accounts because they just simply don't have the patience. They're just never going to make it. So this is something you actually have to, I think, learn and get a real appreciation for controlling those emotions. And I know a lot of people who just they would never be able to do it. So I don't want to even introduce them to it because I would feel guilty after they blow up their accounts and probably every bit of money they have, they blow it up thinking they're going to do okay, and then they might come back to me with their suitcase. Oh, well, can I stay at your place until I get my act together? And no, I don't want to do that. Folks, not everybody has that emotional strength to trade. You have to be emotionally strong. Sometimes when that market turns against you, and I've had this happen to me this week, market turns against me, and before you know it, wow, the market's going down, and you have to stay the course. You have to stay the course because you did your homework, and longer term, you see it bouncing back. I showed you that chart earlier. April the 8th, the market tanked, went down for a while, and then came right back up again. How many of you have the strength to sit through something like that? That's not easy. Not everybody has the patience to stay with the program. Our program does require, if you want to be successful, to stay with it. It's not something that, well, I'll try it for a week. I'll learn how to trade in a week. And if I don't learn how to trade in a week, I'll move on to something else. You wouldn't believe how many traders out there, they jump from program to program to program to program. I personally know of a couple that just do that. And I say to them, well, why do you do that? Why don't you find something that's kind of suitable for you, something that's going to work for you, that you can see yourself doing it, tweak it as you see fit, tweak it, but don't keep changing. You keep changing your program. That's where you're going wrong. You keep changing your programs. You're following this, then you're following that. You're following this guy, then you're following that guy, and then you're following this third lady over there, and this fourth guy over there. And you keep changing. Meanwhile, you keep losing every time you do that. Find something you're comfortable with that fits your lifestyle, that fits your style, that fits your schedule, something that you enjoy, and go with it, and then tweak it as you see fit. If you need to tweak it. Not everybody has the seed money. Not everybody has the seed money to trade and to learn. I tell people, you should budget so much money for learning how to trade, so much money to start trading. And the idea at the beginning is not to make money. The idea is to develop good habits, good techniques, a good understanding of the market, a good understanding of our programs, start getting consistent gains. Don't worry. And then once you get that nailed down, pat down, using paper trades, right? Paper trade for a while, then gradually transition into real money and just watch your account take off, right? Not everybody has the interest to pursue trading as a career. A lot of people just are simply not comfortable with numbers, and certainly not everybody has the risk tolerance to do this. So you ask that question, why isn't everybody doing it? There are many, many reasons. There's a lot more reasons than this, and frankly, self-serving as it is, not everyone has heard of DayTradeSPY. Okay, had to throw that one in, but there are many reasons, a lot more reasons than this. Okay, but it is an interesting observation, and I often wonder. Like I will look out at a crowd of people. We'll go to the beach and then I look out the thousands of people out there and I say to myself, you know what? A lot of those people out there are probably struggling along, but they don't need to. I think to myself, if they only knew how to day trade options, a lot of those people could be on easy street, totally on easy street. But anyway, whatever the reason. So back in early January, I started working with a gentleman. Actually, his name is John too, not the same John that I have in the trading room. But he asked me, he says, Hugh, is there any way I can turn 5,000 into $50,000 in 1 year? He said he's well heeled. He's got lots of money in his accounts. He's with Schwab. And so he can trade multiple times a day if need be. I said, yeah, of course there is. Of course there is. And so sort of working together. And this is the latest. I know some of you have been following this pretty closely. So here we are. We're actually in the black here several days ago, in the black to our budget, which was well, here it is on June the 24th. We had some bad trades early on, and we got out of them. Pretty well got out of them. But I took another little bit of a bath here on June the 25th. Lost $1,000, put us back in the hole. But we're working on getting out of there, and I expect this week to get back in the black. And here's the chart on this, but we're almost right at the budget where we're supposed to be. And we are going to make our 50, well, let's put it this way. I fully expect to make our $50,000 this year. Actually, much more. I'm going to keep it going. And we're almost 34,000 of the way there already. And the year is only halfway through. So at this rate, even with those losses, we should come in at about 67, $68,000, right? But I expect it to be much more. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's the chart for today. Now, and we'll get to the questions in a little bit. All right. Now, this young lady is asking you if you are looking for market success. She is inviting you to join our tribe because we have the programs that work. We have the programs that work. Now, how can you say no to her? Look at her staring at you. Folks, pay attention. She's telling you, pay attention. You want to know how to make money on the stock market? We got to kind of figure it out, both going up and down. So we've got a bunch of different scenarios here for you. We're going to talk about the day trade spy signal. Now, this is a particular option that is sent, texted to your cell phone 3 to 5 times a week. As soon as you get this, it's an algo-based strategy, right? So when our algorithms give you the indicator, they are sent to you to your cell phone. These are generally morning trades. Immediately buy it, put up for sale for a 5% profit target the same day. And in case you don't sell it by the end of the day, sell it at market close. Now, those of you who've taken our course or have been in our trading room and you know what to do, a lot of people that are doing the signal, they may hold it overnight and go into the next day as well, because we generally give enough time that you're able to do that. But using the strategy that we've outlined here for you, we're still enjoying an almost 90% success rate. Now, I'm going to tell you, this program, DayTradeSPY Signal, as well as every other program, you can get them on our website, daytradespy.com, but I suggest you email directly customer service at daytradespy.com for better pricing. All right, very often they're going to have much better pricing than what you'll find on the web. So email them, tell them you're interested in the signal and anything else, and they'll come back to you with the price of that, of that product. Along the same sort of lines as the signal, this is called the pick of the day. It's a little bit different. Now, this is a particular option that is emailed to you before the market opens. And this is actually meant to be purchased at the market open. Whereas the signal, you could be out running around errands, taking the kids to school, or, milling around the house, doing whatever you do. You don't have to be in front of your computer. This one, you pretty well have to be in front of your computer at the market open, because when you're going to get this emailed um, pick, right? This email selection is designed to be bought right at 9:30ish. Now the trick here is to, as soon as the market opens, first of all, wait a few seconds for the bid-ask spread to settle in nice and tight. Okay, you don't want to get it if the bid-ask spread is 5, 10 cents apart, which often happens, especially when there's a huge gap in the market. Wait until it establishes that price. Okay. Then obviously look and see if the pick is, say, a call and you see the market going down, then wait until it reverses on that 1 minute chart until you see the upward pressure. Then when you do buy it, then you're going to get a little bit cheaper, right? So that's the idea. So you want to buy it when it's going in your direction, not when it's going against you. Here's another little tip. All right, sometimes when the market is taking off real fast, you put your buy order in, you put it up for the ask price, which is what it tells you to do, and you don't get it. Why? Because the ask price came in higher, right, within seconds than what you put your order in. Market keeps going up, you chase it up, chase it up, chase it up. So what happens? You end up eventually buying it that way. But when do you buy it? When the market's reversing, coming back down. Why would you want to buy it when it's going against you? You want to buy it when it's going your direction. So here's the trick. Listen carefully. If the market is really on a tear, let's say it's going to the upside, really on a tear, and the bid ask is, say, $3 and $3.04 for the ask. So normally you would put in for, to try and get it for 304. Instead of putting in for a 304 buy price, put in for, say, 305 or 306, or maybe even 307. Yes, it's counterintuitive because you want to get it cheaper, not pay more. But what you're doing is you're putting your order in front of the line so that you're going to get filled. Now, as this market goes up, rips through your buy order, fills you, might fill you at 305 or 306, so what? And it continues higher. Now you have your options, right? Whereas everybody else is still trying to get in, they still have their orders. They're doing that exercise where they're pushing the market up. And this is how very often we get a 6% in a matter of a couple of minutes. Maybe not even that. All right? By pushing the market up. Let them push the market up for you. And then when it gets up to your target price, sell it. You'll make your money right off the bat. That's the pick of the day. Now, these trades are emailed to you just around 9 o'clock, 5 times a week. These are hand-picked trades to be bought at market open, and again, put up for sale for 6% profit target. Now, the nice thing about these as well, there's lots of time in them. And for those of you who are familiar with our programs, you may even want to hold them overnight in case they don't sell. Now, I would say, I don't know, I want to say 98% of our trades are filled in the sell order, same day, same day, usually pretty quick after the market opens. So this is a great little strategy. It's been working extremely well, just like the day trade spy signal. The pick of the day is also enjoying a near 90% success rate. Again, you want the best pricing. Contact customer service at daytradespy.com for pricing. Next up, we have our famous Inner Circle. This is the program that started things back in 2010 when when people coerced me to show them. I said, "Sure, I'll show you what I'm doing," because they wanted me to put it up on a website. This was the what I call the Inner Circle back then, and now in its 16th year, we send you a morning market assessment every morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. This is actually prepared by John, my associate there, John Johnson. An Eagle Financial Publications guru alumni. He retired from his newsletter, but now he's doing this instead. Much more exciting, much more fun, and he still likes to write. So he does the morning market assessment, sends it to you every morning at 9 o'clock, tells you whereabouts the market's going to go in his assessment. You'll also get a follow-up report later in the day as to what we actually did. And you'll be invited to our Wednesday night meetups, weekly meetups where you can discuss anything and everything to do with SPY. SPY options, whether it's charts or setting up Thinkorswim or anything to do with that. And he's a very a prolific writer and a presenter. He likes to talk a lot. He actually gives you a lot of great information. And you don't want to miss this. I can assure you, I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, you more than get your money's worth just from those Wednesday night sessions alone. Never mind all the other things that are sent to you through the weekly, through the Inner Circle daily emails and stuff. Folks, meetups, they're also recorded for later review, so in case you can't make it, you're going to get the email recording as well. This is really an excellent way to get started. If you don't know anything about options or you don't know anything about us, right, you're a little apprehensive, and I hear this all the time too, but Hugh, I got burned by other courses. I get it. I've been burned by a lot of courses too. And I swore that I will never burn anybody. Nobody gets burned here with us, all right? Nobody gets burned. As a matter of fact, you may not know this, but our courses, right, all our programs, 30-day money back guarantee. If you really don't like what we're doing, just ask, you'll get your money back. So you cannot possibly go wrong with what you do here, right? But if you are new to trading, new to options, new to day trade spy, this is a great way to stay in the know. And even if you're a seasoned trader, all right, a lot of seasoned traders like us because the information we provide them might just confirm what they're already seeing. And I've had this comment before where, well, I'm a seasoned trader, but I like the morning commentators, morning comments because you're finding things that I missed. I thought that's good to know. Yeah. So John might be noticing something in the market that even a seasoned trader would probably miss from time to time. So it's a really good system, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. I don't even know what it is. I remember it was like I don't want to quote you because I'm not familiar with the price on that one. Um, I want to say $89 a quarter for the first quarter or something. I'm not really sure, but don't quote me on that. But it's unbelievably well priced. You're not going to go wrong. Let us do the heavy lifting for you, folks. Let us do the heavy lifting. It's really the most affordable service. And again, contact customer service at DayTradeSPY. All right, last but not least, of course, the trading room. Okay. Mm. This is where it all comes together. All right, this is where strategies come alive. Hosted by yours truly, along with my buddy John, every morning. 9:20 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Learn and earn. These are interactive, exciting trading sessions. You are going to learn everything we do during these trading room sessions. We teach what we trade and we trade what we teach. It's as simple as that. Get your questions answered live in the trading room, and we've been doing this since 2010, now in our 16th year. Once again, contact customer service at daytradespy.com for pricing. Folks, I can tell you that this particular service, the trading room, is $6.99 for 3 months, $6.99 for that first quarter in there. I don't know about you, but had I known what I know now back then, and I wish I had a Hugh and John to have to be able to have a to be able to join a trading room like we have. Had I known then what I know now, I mean, I would give 10 times the money, 10 times the money for that. Because why? It's worth it. Those people that have been in the trading room a long time, and I'm not talking about years and years, I'm not talking even just a couple months. They are so far ahead of all those people that are not in the trading room. And you know what you hear? You see it's like, oh, 95 or 98% of the people in options lose their money. Well, that's good news for us because if somebody's going to lose their money, they might as well lose it to us. And that's exactly what we do. We're there to take their money. I know it sounds horrible, but I'm sure we'll get over it. If they're going to lose their money, everybody knows the game, folks. Options trading is risky, but we show you how to all but eliminate the risk. Okay, we reduce the risk. We have all our little strategies, all the nuances and everything you're going to learn in this thing. It's actually pretty amazing. All right. So, and for the price, I guarantee you're going to learn stuff. If you don't learn stuff in this, you shouldn't be anywhere near a trading platform, but you're definitely going to learn stuff. And again, if you don't like it after 30 days, you know what? Call them and say, it's not for me. I want my money back. All right. Let's get back on to some questions now, folks. This is where your questions get answered. And I'm going to go right back to my early questions box. What is the maximum number of contracts you should buy? Xavier. Okay. Maximum number of, we can buy as many contracts as you want. Um, in the past, I have traded, hundreds of contracts. I don't do that anymore. Um, it's up to everybody individually. I don't know what people are trading as a rule. I know some people are trading heavier than others, and some people are trading very light. I know some folks in our line, in our trading room that are just starting out. They're trading one to two, maybe three or four contracts. Then they'll graduate up to five contracts and 10 contracts. And I don't know how many they're trading. So you should never trade more than you can afford to lose. That is the underlying rule of thumb. Only trade what you can afford to lose. If you cannot afford to lose, you shouldn't be trading. I know it sounds very counterintuitive again, that always saying I'm in this business to make money, not to lose money, and it just doesn't make sense. But we definitely do not want you trading the rent money, you know, or the mortgage money. You will have losses. It's all part of the game. There are losses involved. The idea is to manage the losses and take advantage of the gains. So we teach you all that. Okay. So in answer to your question, I do not have a number, a very specific number as to the maximum number of contracts you should buy. All right, and everybody is different here. All right, another question here. Thursday and Friday, SPY in the first 2 minutes was going against the trade, so I made no trade. Not clear how much you should have moved before I give up to the trade. Give up the trade. Okay, Eric. So I'm not sure what exactly you were looking at. Was it the pick of the day? As it turned out, the pick of the day did in fact close later in the afternoon. I think it was early afternoon when it actually came into a profit, and quite a bit of a profit. So the idea here is to, I mean, if it's going against you the first little bit, just wait until it turns around, then get into it. You're going to get it for a better price. But we don't just take sort of a 1 minute candle, at 9 o'clock and see where it's going. John and I actually, if it's the pick of the day we're talking about, John and I actually discuss every morning. All right, we get together, we meet, we discuss the pick of the day. We bring in all the different news feeds. We bring in Twitter feeds. Oh, sorry, X. We bring in the Truth Social. We bring all the technicals, the fundamentals. We bring in the news, what happened, what's going to happen. We pull all that into a mixer, stir it up, and then we come up with is it going up or down? That's what we do. Or no trade. If the volatility is right off the charts and it's not a good idea to trade today, we'll tell you that too. All right. But we bring it all together, look at everything, and then we decide longer term, at least for the day, is it going to go up or down? Friday, I don't recall. I think we had what did we do Friday? I think it was puts actually on Friday. And initially the market opened and it started going up and up and up. And I was, okay, that's fine. Just hold on. Hold on. Wait till the market reversed a little bit, buy some puts. And that's what happened. About some puts, and then the reverse went back up and up and up. But by I think it was early afternoon, the market reversed, came down, 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 and took us out of a really nice profit on puts, and even then some. So I don't want to say I can't remember the last time we actually lost on that, but anyway. All right, let me see some more questions here. Thanks for that, Ed. Loves it when I show the wins and losses. Demonstrates the record is the best way to sell. Okay. I'm not trying to sell anything, just trying to show you what we did, right? So I want to be perfectly transparent with you what we did. And yeah, we had a couple losses there too. All right. So okay, Phil Tease, I normally do better on call picks. I do too. I prefer calls over puts. I will get into puts when the market tells me in sort of a definitive way that down is the way to go. But as a rule, I find that the market likes to go up. It gravitates to the upside. Leave the market alone. It'll like to go up, right? And but I'm not going to say no to puts either. But I think I'm like you on that one, Philip. When I go back and look at my logs, I see that my challenges were more with puts, I think, than anything else. So. All right. Da, 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 da. Okay, what happened to my last? Okay, here's one from Matt. What happened with the Friday prior call that was held over last weekend into this last week? Um, I think we ended up making money on that one here, Matt. We'd have to go back into the inner circle follow-up reports on that to see just how much we had on that one. Or was that one of the losses that I reported, I think, on Wednesday? I'm not really sure. But if you're in the inner circle, go back to your follow-up emails on that. That'll tell you on that one. So, all right, now let's scroll down in the questions box for some more questions. Got to go through the poll responses. Oh my gosh, and there's so many of them. Okay, all right. Da-da-da. Oh my goodness. How long will the workshop recordings stay on the website for? I'm not really sure. I'm guessing a very, very long time, Phil. Phil L, you should, as soon as you get the recording, you should probably start listening to it because those recordings for the master class, so we have these master class sessions every Tuesday, Tuesday at 12. They are recorded and they are placed on your portal there somewhere for review later. But you want to go see those as soon as you can because there's a time component to them as well. They're not going to be probably as relevant. They're still going to be relevant, but I think you may not relate to the pricing and the like months down the road as you would now. So I would suggest go through those now, right, and learn as soon as you can, so you can start making sooner rather than later. So, all right, da, da, da. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, typically when Powell speaks, does it affect the market for about 30 minutes and then it reverses to the way it was going to go? When Powell speaks, definitely affects the market, and it could last as long as he's speaking, it can last and even longer. So, if the market reverses during his speech, it's probably because he's saying now something that's the converse of what he was saying earlier. All right, happy 4th of July. Thank you for that, Eddie. Eddie. Okay, let's see. Can you trade SPX? You can trade the SPX. I used to trade the SPX many years ago before I discovered SPY. Once discovering SPY, I never went back to SPX because, for one, the prices are just, one-tenth the cost on SPY as they are on SPX. I just found SPY to be so much more versatile, more liquid, more. I guess SPX is liquid as well. Never had any trouble trading it, but I'd be trading maybe one or two contracts of SPX, whereas I'd be trading 10 or 20 contracts of SPY. Just gives me more versatility, I guess, more flexibility with SPY. All right, da, 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 da. Let's take a look here. Is that lady AI generated? Um, no, she's not AI generated, but I thought you'd like her. I thought you liked your mark. Shaming subliminal subseduction. Are you guys referring to this lady here back here? Which one? This one here? You guys are referring to her? Um, Nothing subliminal about it. Okay, it's she's definitely inviting you to join our tribe. She's obviously successful. She's sitting on her hopes and dreams box. She's saying, you know what? Join our tribe and forget your hopes and dreams. There they are, right there. All right, let's move along. Well, let's move on here. Got some guys teasing me here about the about this lady there. Oh yeah, somebody noticed the ring on her left hand. Yeah. Matt says congratulations on the 50K challenge. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. And can I follow the 5 to 50K? Absolutely, you can. It's not too late to get into that trade. We do that in the trading room every morning. We talk about that 5 to 5,000K trading room, okay? Whether you pick it up now or a month from now or 3 months from now, you can pick it up anywhere along the way. Obviously, you know, you're gonna have some catch up to do, but it's not a problem. It's basically the same sort of trades every day. We wait for the setup, we get in, make our few bucks, get out, possibly even do it again. Not really sure. So. Okay, question. Do I need to get Thinkorswim or just a normal Schwab account? If you have Schwab, you can get Thinkorswim. It's just a matter of contacting them to flip on Thinkorswim. You got it. Thinkorswim is now owned by Schwab, so if you have Schwab, you've got Thinkorswim. Okay. Okay, question here. Okay. I know the trading room and pick are different services. So any way to tell the trading room folks what your confidence is on the pick? Not saying to disclose the pick, but since it comes out 30 minutes before the market opens, a lot can happen between 9:30 and 9:31, 9:30, 9:30. Um, when we give you the pick, Scott, we have a lot of confidence in the pick. We have a lot of confidence in the pick. And and we generally stay with it. Now, we do have to close. We have to have a close on these picks. So we've said, I think even in the rules, it says that if it has not closed out by the end of the day, close it at the market at the end of the day. But it's very rare that that actually happens. We never, John and I talked about that after the trading room. So after the trading room, the market actually, well, when the market opened on Friday, it actually went against us with what we had for the pick. But we were taking this longer macro vision of where the market was going to go on that one. I can't remember the details, but I remember some discussion of that it was hitting a very strong resistance level, and there's other factors that were probably going to affect the market at that point. So we really stayed the course on that. So the market opened, I think it went down a little bit or something, I can't remember, but it went up. But we never felt uneasy about that the pick was going to be okay. We felt that at some point during the day it was going to come down and give you the profit, which it did. So, you know, let me see. We may talk about it. If something is blatantly wrong and we lose our confidence, we'll probably tell you in the trading room. All right. Yes, the inner circle meetups are recorded for later review. Yes, they are. Okay. Okay. How can we learn more of the way to completely master Thinkorswim? Okay. You know what? Join the inner circle, and on Wednesday nights, ask John to any specific questions about Thinkorswim, whether it's the setups or installing charts or indicators, or what have you. Okay, and when you do that, then John he'll answer those questions on the Wednesday night meetups. Our Wednesday night meetups are spectacular, and they are recorded for later review as well. All right. All right. Okay. Another question here. Well, with June 30th being the last day of the quarter and the market's at all-time highs, will this give the market a boost at the end of the day tomorrow? Um, Quite possibly. I think we might see the markets go up tomorrow. I'm not really sure yet. I'll have to take a look and see what happens in the morning. There may also be some rebalancing of some funds and whatnot, but we'll see what happens. So, Okay, can we use the pick of the day directly for the 5 to 50K challenge? Absolutely. If you want to do that, that's fine too. Using the pick of the day is part of the 5 to 50K challenge. So we do the 5 to 50K challenge. That's in the trading room. That is part of the trading room. So, right. Do we still get into the trade when and if the strike price you picked as well into the money? The answer is yes. Once in a while, we will pick an option with in the money options. Okay, just trade the option that we give you. There's a lot that goes into these. Trade the option it gives you, and sometimes a little bit out of the money. All right, there's a few things that go into that. So, okay, John was saying Wednesday he'd like to put the pick out closer to 8:15. What? Okay, 8:15 Central Time or Eastern Time? 'Cause I don't know if he's probably referring to Rainey. He's probably thinking 8:15 Central Time. In other words, I think he wants to move it back 15 minutes. We'll talk about that. We'll discuss that. So instead of maybe 9, it'll be 9:15. Not really sure. So, is there a place to download the spreadsheets that you use so trades like yours? You may want to talk to John on a Wednesday night about getting the spreadsheet, or in our master class. I know that was part of the master class. If you haven't joined the master class, give customer service at DayTradeSPY an email. Ask them what it would take to join that now and get caught up on that. We've only had several sessions. You can get caught up on that very easily. That's not a problem. Okay. And that whole spreadsheet is all part of that. Or you know what? Join the trading room and remind us in the trading room. We'll probably be able to give you the spreadsheet somehow through that. Folks, I realize the time now is 9:06. I never want to keep you that long. But here we are once again going overtime. Hope you're not too angry. It's been a real pleasure, folks. This is recording. You'll get the recording probably tomorrow. Have a good one, folks. See you next week.
Sounding loud and clear, and there ain't no stopping now. You're the one, shine brighter than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell